What is going on, guys? We are here today to talk about a topic that I've seen on YouTube. I see a couple content creators talking about it, and I have to put my neck out, you know, because I have to. And I'm used to getting dislikes on videos, but I think here this magical time I'm gonna put my neck out because people have been talking about the arena. People have been talking about the mystic summon swag. You know, people are talking about, you know, the ability to get these characters, and you know, I would actually still, you know, let's I guess take it one thing at a time. I want to talk about the mystic summon thing first. Now, as long as you're in a guild, you fight, you do okay, and you'll get some stuff. Like, as you can see, you know, you're gonna get at least one summon per fight. So per war, pretty much. So you're gonna get, you know, a decent amount of these per week, and the better your guild is, you know, the more stuff you got. So obviously the people at the top are getting more than the people that are not, and the people at the top are those that most likely spend money in the game. So they're probably doing a bunch of these. And of course, let's not be oblivious. Of course, we can't forget about the loveliness that is the packs. The mystic pack is what they call it here. Is, you know, as we can see, the 50, the 160, 300, 700, and you could do the math and you can see that you can obviously get a lot of summons here. These people are probably buying all of these packs, all three of them, because you can purchase this pack 3 times a month, resetting on the 1st of each month. So by tomorrow, funny enough, you have people that have bought this stuff and they're gonna get it again. So let's do the math real quick. All right, so as you can see here, so you're gonna have 3,630 altogether if you're just buying this right off the jump, right? So now we're gonna obviously divide that by the loveliness that is 50, and we're going to get 72 summons. You're gonna get 72 individual summons from buying all these packs. So imagine a whale is going to get 72 chances at whatever moonlight character that is here being offered. So now the question is going to come to this. Now, is there a problem with that? Is the fact that I'm in Challenger now. Not that I don't have ambition to get higher up, I just know that I can't based on my rune quality. My gear quality is not that great. I need to farm gear more. Now, the argument that I see a lot is people going to the rankings and looking at the top of the top of the top of the top tier teams in the game, and there's complaining that these rare units, these light and dark, or you know, whatever the heck they're called in this game, I don't even know if darkness or that, you know, is too much. Now let's just go by the characters that that we see here. Obviously, now I will say, not actually Araminta. Araminta is a good character. I do challenge people to say that how is Araminta a good character, but for the same reason why people are saying Biken is not good, because she is debuff dependent. I would have to say you have to give the same argument to Araminta, because if she doesn't land her S3, she kind of doesn't do anything, and if she can't land anything on the S1, she's not doing anything at all. She's very debuff dependent as well, but I feel like no one really mentions that, like whatever. I think the actual issue is Mr. Baal's here. Baal's is actually a crazy character. Ruel is okay. And obviously Armin is what keeps the stupidity together, really. It's honestly mostly these two, but Baal is the problem. He is actually the problem. Now, why do I say Baal is the problem? It's because he has the ability, well, one, he can fully heal himself if he gets a kill based off lost HP, which he's gonna stack HP to do that, because he doesn't really need to actually like do damage or anything like that. So he can fully heal himself, which is kind of crazy, right? Just a little on the crazy side. If he gets a kill with the S3, he has an S1 that has a sleep percentage of 75%. So every S1, let's say you have him on counter, you probably won't, or you have him on Unity, depending on how fast the team is or whatever. You know, you have him like constantly going for sleeps. Crazy thing about sleep is that if you sleep a target, you can leave them alone. And you know, you could just have them just sit there, do absolutely nothing, and they lose a turn. Or you can have a person hit that target, and then that is an automatic crit. A lot of games do that, and then you can see it right there as I'm holding it out. The target becomes unable to act, receive damage, counts as a critical hit, and the effect is dispelled if attacked. So you have a free crit if the target goes to sleep. 75% chance to do it on his auto attack. Now, the thing that everyone is talking about, and the reason why I pointed it out last, is the Cloud of Rain attacks all enemies by summoning storm clouds with an 85% chase base. to dispel 2 buffs. Now, let's say if I'm saying, oh, well, you know, Araminta, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to have what? You're going to Crimson Armin them, right? So you're going to have your invincibility buff with your immunity buff. He's stripping both of those right off the bat, right? Well, he has a high chance to. And as you can see, 15% is then he's going to be at 100% once he's actually fully done. The Cloud of Rain will be at 100%. The AoE chance to sleep is going to be at 90% if I'm doing the math correctly. Sorry, yeah, no, that's 80%, sorry. 80% to do that. Plus, if the skill is available, if you are not using the skill, which is if he gets outsped, he will get combat readiness, which actually goes up to 25% at the end of the enemy's turn. So if anytime he gets outsped, he will get his turn. So all you have to do with this guy, and he's kind of like, and it's the reason why is that he's very easy to build, is that you just have to have him decent speed and immunity, so he just doesn't get swept. But you know, you can obviously counter him. His ways to counter him. But a character like this is very rare, and he's kind of the only one that's, you know, this is stupid. I say Armin is not that stupid because there are a ton of strippers in the game. Now, Basar is a character that is definitely used. You don't see him as often, but he not only does he strip, he also puts unable to buff, which would really help you out in the scenario. Just saying, I'm just using him as an example because I feel like he's not talked about when you have a meta which is revolving around buffs, and you know, he strips buffs and then enables the buff, so that leaves you, it's a character that he does so much by himself that it leaves you open to have other slots in your team to deal with other things. And you know, not everyone has Basar. The point that I'm trying to make here, the big point that I'm trying to make, is that most of the time I feel people lose in arena is not because of the characters that they are fighting. I would have to argue that the reason why you lose is because of your gear quality. So bam, we got this guy with the Crimson Armin team. He has Rosed, and he has Araminta and Sal's, Baals and Balls, whatever. Now, if I were to have every character, if I had a 4-man squad that I really wanted, would I still beat this guy? Would I beat number 2? Would I beat number 3? Oh, they were tied for a second, and then 4. Would I beat these people? The answer is no. I wouldn't beat them. The reason why, because my gear quality is garbage. So I think one of the big things that I feel like people really need to like be honest with themselves, especially the people that are having a conversation about this, is, are you able to beat these players in general before we talk about the characters? Because Moonlight Ken was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, he keeps countering, and then people was like, wait, why don't you just snipe him? Just snipe the fucker, snipe him, take him out of the game. And then people, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, what's going on? Like, you're gonna tell me that people, like, when you see that he has counter, he keeps countering, and everyone's running on pretty much the same build, which is like lifesteal. So he's just healing back. He's doing crazy damage because of the way his S2 works. And then people are like, what if you just one-shot him? Just eliminated him instantaneously. Now, the reason why, which makes Crimson Armin, is that she has the S2 passive. And if you guys don't know, let me point that out to you too. Here we go. So decreases damage received by allies from a critical hit by 20%. When more than one damage reduction effect is granted, only the strongest effect is applied. The reason why they have that is because there's an artifact that already does that as well. So you don't even necessarily have to run Crimson Armin. You can actually just run the artifact. And here it is. The artifact is the lovely Adamant Shield. I think a lot of people actually have this artifact. They just never thought about to use it ever because it wasn't really much of an issue. But no one complained about this artifact being too strong or too broken because, you know, most people probably just wasn't going to run it. A lot of people I don't think even run knights in general. Not that many of the good knights in the game, but yeah, see, there was always an artifact. This has been in since, you know, the launch of the game, Adamant Shield, but people weren't running it. They just run Aureus because they like Aureus. But now you can run Armin, Crimson Armin, with Aureus, and then she already has this passive, so that's why she's the crazy character. So, and this is another reason why I think it's funny that people don't like Baiken, because Baiken is a great example of a character that gets around something like this. She has a detonate. She has a way, a means of doing damage that has nothing to do with crit, and that's how you can kind of snipe out characters if they introduce more characters like that. Now, you know, that is going to be the next part of the discussion is, are they going down a wrong path by introducing characters like this? Now, Crimson Armin has been in the game since launch. You know, it's more about these newer characters, because I don't remember anyone saying anything about Sez. Sez wasn't, you know, I mean, they did change him, right? They did buff him in a sense, right? He was the first character, him and Kitty Cat, right? I definitely forgot she was a dark character. I think it was her and Kitty Clarissa, I think were together. But see, these characters just weren't as brain dead. Like Baal is brain dead. He's very brain dead as far as a character, and just on paper, right? Araminta, you need a little work. I would say a little bit more work, not much work. Like, she's very good. I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to say like, what do you mean Moonlight Araminta is not that strong? Like, no, she's dumb strong. But she is, you know, counterable. Baal, I would say, is not as much counterable. There's not much you can do when he's there. When he's there, he's gonna AoE sleep your team. He has an S1 that sleeps. If he gets too low, he can S3 and kill you and get his health back, and then stuff like that. It's like pretty much once his S2, once you force his S2, that's kind of how you have to do it. Can you snipe him? Yeah, good luck though, because they're pairing it with, obviously, like Armin, they're pairing it with a defense. These are tanky comps. These are what a defense should look like. A defense normally isn't going to be in super aggressive style. It's going to be defensive or tanky, you know, HP kind of units. That's why they need to introduce more ignore defense type of units. They need to introduce more units that do damage based on the enemy's max HP. People need to actually bring more Daydream Jokers, and like I said, that most people aren't like me that been rocking Ken for a long time, so people don't know what happens when they have Daydream Joker on their characters, because their Luna is for Wyvern, but they don't know how crazy it is versus my Ken with high HP, and I am getting melted because of the Daydream Joker. And now guess what, you're gonna probably need Daydream Joker on your attackers that aren't, you know, farming up Wyvern. You're gonna actually maybe need to tech that into your normal thing, because these high HP characters are going to be eating that lunch, and I think people need to start adapting to it. So all in all, I just, like I said, I know it's an unpopular opinion. But like I said, do you have the rune quality to beat Mr. Astoria? Can you beat these people, or is it the units that do it? Now, again, I know that right now, if I got this character, if I had these two characters, I would instantaneously, once ruined, even decently, I would beat a lot of my peers. I'd beat a lot of people in Challenger 5 with these two characters. I'm not going to deny that, because one, I'm on offense, so I'm controlling the characters, and I know how to manipulate, you know, the AI to the best of my abilities. But the reason why I still can't beat these characters, which aren't even the broken ones, because my rune quality is not as good. I get outsped, or I can't kill anything, or, you know, sometimes I have the trouble with Angelicas and Deannes, and like I remember there was a Contis, I couldn't beat her because she was actually invested. She was invested Contis, and I could not kill her. She just kept healing. I tried to debuff her, she kept healing it, taking it off. Soul Weavers are a problem in this game, but you know, so what is that to say? It's like, oh well, nerf that character, don't bring out, and they need to keep bringing out cool characters, man. Like, please guys. It's like when they bring out certain characters that aren't super brain dead broken, and it's like no one says anything, they're just in the game. But when they bring out a good character, then all of a sudden there's power creep. It's like, well, yeah, they're gonna eventually make a character that's good. They're not gonna have a bunch of crap characters forever. They're gonna have characters that are really good, that are easy to build, because you need those in the game as well. You need characters that work with a little investment, and you need characters that work with a lot of investment. I feel like that's just how the game is. And that's not even in just gacha, that's also in, like, you know, a lot of multiplayer games. There are some guns, you know, if we're going to shooters, right, that are easy to use, and there are some that are more technical. Let's go boom, League of Legends, let's go MOBAs. There are some characters that are very easy to use, and there's some characters that are more technical. Now, I would agree that, you know, since this isn't a MOBA, it's not a fighting game, this isn't stuff like that, you know, it's very easy to, like, just get Moonlight Ken, for example, and just run the town, because he does so much in this game, you know, on his base kit, that is really hard for you, a person with this team. Let's say if we're putting this team versus this team, you know, you're gonna have some trouble, because if you can't take this guy out with these two combined, it's mostly, like I said, it's mostly Crimson Armin. You know, speed teaming is good, but you can't. Good luck speed teaming this. Good luck speed teaming them. If you get outsped, you lose, right? You know, it's her. It's really Crimson Armin. But if they nerf Crimson Armin, people are just gonna rock the artifact on a knight. Like Crow is a perfect knight for that Adamant Shield, because he doesn't really need this. Like, you could put whatever on a knight. I feel like knights are very flexible when it comes down to their artifacts. So same thing with here. Shadow Rose can just rock it out. She doesn't need anything. She could just rock it out. And you'll see more knights, because that's what the knights are supposed to do. They're supposed to be annoying and force you to think about killing them first to get them out of the way, and then, or do you just go straight to the DPS? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm talking in 18,000 different circles, and I don't even know how I'm going to edit this. But I just want you guys to not scream for nerfs or that this needs to be changed, that needs to be changed, and let's look at your own account and say, well, why am I in Challenger? Could I be in Challenger 1 right now? No, absolutely not. I don't farm hunt. I still can't do raid hell. I still can't do the 11s, any of the hunt 11s. I have not cleared any of them. So if you were to give me these units, I'm still not gonna be able to do that. And I can awaken them perfectly, because all that is just farming. You know, that's just gonna be farming adventure mode and farming the spirit altars, and I will awaken all this. This is easily spirit altar, farming adventure mode, which will give me the fodder. I'll have the fodder, and I'll have a whole 6-star, all yellow gold team. You know, all Pittsburgh, whatever. But I won't have the rune quality for this. That is why you guys are losing. You probably don't have the rune quality. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's probably the rune quality is why you're getting that ass bust. And until you realize that, it just, you're gonna have to hold that L. And do I want them to keep making strong mystic characters? Yes, I do. I want them to keep making strong characters in general. I don't really care where you get them, because it's RNG BS bullshit. And the people that spend more money on the game are gonna have all the characters. Meanwhile, you'll have 1 or 2 of them. That is these games, and until you guys stop promoting that as a viable tactic and allowing people to spend for progression and allowing people to spend for summons, then that will always be a factor. So when all of a sudden there's a strong character, do not act like all of a sudden, wait, why? Where did they come from? You know where it came from. It came from this. It came from the PAX button. That's where it came from, because you guys allow this shit. I still need to buy this, right? But it's because we allow it, because we're saying, hey, I wanna, you know, support the game. Or hey, the whales are the ones that make the game happen, so you know they need stuff to spend money on. Then don't try to take away what they spend their money on. You shut the hell up. If they want to spend their money on this and get these busted ass characters, then guess what, my man? They gonna do that. They gonna do exactly that. And they need to have good characters. So as much as you want to say that the whales need, you know, we need the whales to spend money. Well, guess what? That's what's gonna happen. Like it or not. Collaboration pack, where at? Bam. That man's getting 16 Bikins, Dizzies, whatever the hell, whatever the next one is. He's buying this you know, they're buying this stuff, man. And it has to be good. Because one thing about pay to win, or you know, pay to play or whatever, I don't like when you pay for something and you get shit out of it. I love when you get, I actually support pay to win. I do. When you buy something, you should get something good immediately. That's how everything works. So these people buying these things, they need something good. And if they value the ability to get a strong character, and not even guaranteed, there's no guaranteed limited summon on Baal. It's just you get them and you get them. If you don't, you don't. And they're going to keep summoning for them, and they're going to get them because they're going to keep spending money. So yeah, hold that hell. But yeah, honestly, okay, I'm rambling too much, right? But guys, it's gear. And I've said this before, the side story distracts you a lot from this right here. This is where you need to be after a while. Obviously, you should be doing side story for the resources, but you need to get back here. This is where you need to be. And you also need to complain to the devs that we still can't make rings and necklaces. And I will see you guys in the next video.